Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this very simple but very cool looking counting up effect using only CSS. No dirty JavaScript required. Let's get into it. Let's first create a little div which has our text 100k followers, and we'll style our body to have a background of this dark grey. We'll set the display to be grid. We'll do place content center and a height of 90% of the viewport height. Cool, so everything is nice and centered now. On the div, let's give it a style of color white smoke. We'll increase the font size to 100 pixels. We'll make the font family to be system-GUI, and we'll make the font extra bold, so that will be a font weight of 800. Cool, so that was the text, and now to animate the 100k bar to start from 0k. So let's wrap that inside of a span like this, and let's now create a custom CSS property. So we're going to create a property called num, and it's going to be of type integer like this. It's going to have an initial value of 0, and we're going to set the inherits property to false, so that means the num property isn't ever inherited from a parent element. Now to use this num property, we're going to, on the span, create a counter. Now this is an inbuilt CSS feature. We can do counter set. We can call our counter whatever we want, for example num counter, and that the value that this counter is going to have is num. Okay, so just to repeat, we created a counter called num counter, and the value that the counter is storing is our num property. Okay, now we're going to create a pseudo element, so span after, and the content of that is now going to contain our text, or at least just the 100k, at least just the number bit of it. So we're going to basically use the inbuilt function counter, which will get the value of our num counter, and then we're going to put on a k at the end and a space. And now we can get rid of this 100k from here. So now we have 0k followers, but that's to be expected because initial value here is 0. So to animate this, we're going to create keyframes called, let's say, count up. Doesn't really matter what we call it. And all we want to do is we want to increase num from 0 to 100. Simple as that. And we just need to now plonk that here. So we'll do animation. Let's make it 4 seconds long. And for now we'll just do ease in out, and the animation is called count up, and that should now animate the number. It's not quite what we want because it sort of resets back to 0, so let's put the forwards keyword there, and now that will stick at 100k. But what we actually want is for it to go up really quickly at the start and then creep towards 100k slowly towards the end. So we're going to replace the ease in out with a cubic Bezier. Now I've already got a nice one set up over here. So initially you can see that the speed is very quick, it's very steep, and then it sort of flattens out. That's why the gradient is shallower. So we'll copy that and paste that just there, and there we go. That is pretty much our animation done. Now we can sort of mess about with this as much as we want. We can create another keyframes to make the color change, for example. So color change, we can start off with a nice pastel red, for example. So let's go over here, copy that, paste that there, and then halfway through we can make it orange, for example. So let's go over here, select that orange, paste that there, and then we can end with a nice green or something. So color, let's go over here, choose some sort of green, copy that, paste it there. And now we just need to add this animation as well. So we'll make this one also last 4 seconds. But let's just give this the ease in out transition function. We want this to be forwards as well, so it stops at green rather than resetting back to 0. And what did we call it? We called it color change. So color change. And there we go. A nice little CSS counting animation made only, using CSS. No dirty JavaScript required. You can use this in your portfolio, website, any sort of website where you need to show details or data about something. But yeah, hope you found it helpful, and I will see you in the next one.